They're great guys. I think they mean well. But if you put me in charge of the FBI, I wouldn't know what to do. I mean, how do you trust a bureaucracy like that? Where people behave that, by the way, that is totally illegal. You can't take a gun, point it against your forehead, and say, give me your reporter's notebooks. If that happened in Eastern Europe, our State Department would be issuing sanctions against that country. But it happened in New York.
Yeah, so guys, one question, James. So they promise all this. Day one, we're going to do this. Day one, we're going to do that. What do you think happened? Meaning they're in now. Donald Trump is the president. He's told them, go ahead, you guys do whatever you want. Who makes a Pam Bondi, a Dan Bongino, a Kash Patel all of a sudden change their tunes and not release what we know? Because, James, at the end of the day, she even said tens of thousands, I'm assuming, James, is, let's say, 30,000 hours of grown men having sex with children. And, James, I don't know if you're familiar. In the movie JFK, Jim Garrison says, and I quote, let justice be done though the heavens fall, which basically means going after truth no matter how powerful the people and no matter what happens to the system. So what happened? What do you think they go in, and who tells them you are not releasing any of this because our friends and blah, blah, blah are attached to it?
I don't know if anyone tells them. I mean, some have said they put you in a skiff. This is more of this is not a fact. This is speculation, but a funny notion that might illustrate what could happen is, that image of JFK getting shot?
Yes.
Do they put the leaders in a skiff that's a secure, compartmentalized information facility? Do they show the Zapruder film of JFK getting shot and said, you better do what we tell you to do? Or that could be you. Now, I'm not saying they did that to these gentlemen, and I actually genuinely mean this. I've met Kash. I think he's a genuinely good man. I think the system is institutionally corrupt. And everyone says, you know what they say to me, Pat? Oh, call Kash. He'll help you out. Call Pam. Yeah, like I got him on speed dial. They're getting asked for 10,000 favors a day. Mm-hmm. I don't have any money to give them. The system is so broken when you need the guy at the top to be so influential. It's the system. It's the Article 3 judges. It's the courts. It's the line prosecutors. The agents in my apartment. Do you know that when the agents were in my apartment, I could tell by the looks on their faces that they didn't want to be there. They're like, this is crazy. This is wrong. But they did it.
Speculate a little bit. What do you think happens when they get in? Because they tend to change when they get in.
Are you talking about the FBI agents?
Anybody and everybody. The moment they get in, and the whole quote by Mario Cuomo, people campaign in poetry, but they govern in prose. Once they go in, they used to communicate and talk to you. Now the only way they talk to you is with emojis. Hey, when they were campaigning, they wanted to talk to you regularly. I want to come on the podcast. I want to do this. I want to do that. And then all of a sudden they're in. They're more quiet about. But what do you think happens when they get in?
Politics. I'm working on a story right now. One of the directors of the agency, they mean well. They go into FEMA, or they go on the IRS. They have all these notions of freedom and prosperity and eliminating waste, fraud, and abuse. But then they get in there, and there's such snakes in these entities. DC, it's a land of phonies and narcissists. They're not attracted to do the right thing. They want power and money and sex. Are we under some delusion that the people in Washington want something other than power and money and sex? What percentage of the people in Washington inside these agencies are actually there to do the right thing? What percentage? For real? Are we naive and foolish enough to think that people are in these places?
I think they start off wanting to do the right thing. And then through peer pressure, they get forced.
Or there's a few people,
in them.
Or there's a few people that are there who do the right thing, but there's so many snakes and manipulative. Look at what happened to me. Look why I'm on your show. I started my own institution because I didn't want to be part of the snakes, and the snakes infiltrate. And I think in some regards it's human nature. And this is a really good question you're asking. I'm learning in real time. I started an institution because I didn't trust institutions, and then I'm removed from my own institution by snakes.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. I'm James O'Keefe. Been doing this journalism thing for about 20 years. Truth, justice, exposing corruption, everything that comes along with it. If you want to connect with me, talk to me about any of this, you can connect with me through Minect. You can see the QR code below. Look forward to hearing from you.
Yeah, but what I want to know is you have a creative mind.
Okay,
so
go
let's say out of 100 people that get in there, okay, let's say 50 of them are in there because they're driven by power, fame, prestige, narcissists, all that stuff. Okay. Let's say 20% get in because they're statesmen, they love America, they just really want to go out there and make a difference. Let's say 30% get in because they think it's a good job, right? It's like, it's a pretty good job. I'm going to go try it out, see what I can do. I'm going to go be a lawyer. Okay. The 50% are the ones that found a place where they can use their evil tendencies and
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
But once the 20% gets in,
Yep.
the 20% are the ones that are getting in that I'm a statesman. I love America.